Welcome to G4G on YouTube. I'm Napalm Dawn, and today we're here in Marvel Strike Force, and we're going to take a look at a couple things. One, I'm going to go over the offers that are out currently and kind of give you my opinion on them. Two, we're going to discuss the newest datamine. And three, I'm just going to show you guys who I've been using in the Miss Marvel event. I really do sometimes wind up having issues calling this Miss Marvel because, I don't know, to me it's just not Miss Marvel. It's not even like a caricature of Miss Marvel. She's just, Kamala's just weird. She seems to actually be pretty good in this game. She was totally garbage in Marvel Avengers Alliance. Was just really not that good over there, and she's not that good in Marvel Future Fight, and I think she is a universe away in power level from the actual Miss Marvel in Marvel Future Fight. In Marvel Avengers Alliance, to compare the two, I still think regular Miss Marvel kind of wins out over Kamala, but in this game, since she has no direct competition as of yet, clearly she wins, but I actually think she's really not too bad. So first, let's take a look at the offers that are going on currently. We have the Raid and Blitz offer over here, $10 for health packs and everything like that. This one is not too bad. I mean, $10 is kind of cheap when it comes to Marvel Strike Force things. And I would say that if you raid heavily and have issues getting these, it's not too bad. However, it's apparently going to end in 23 minutes, so my apologies there. The T2 ability mats for $20 in a day. Kind of getting into the expensive territory, and these are for higher players. The middle of the road guys probably use these at a rate that they actually come in. So I don't think this one is particularly worth spending on. I personally have not had too many issues with these, but I'm not in a position right now where I'm jack-maxing up my characters. They're high, but they're not super high, so this hasn't been too bad. I did get the offer for the Tier 1 Blues, though, for $10. That one is gone because I purchased it. That one I did like because I do go through the Blues quite heavily, especially when you're bringing up secondary and tertiary teams. Kree Minion Orb offer. Save 30% on 14 Kree Minion Orbs with this amazing offer for $50. I can't get behind these. I mean, first of all, these are just minions. It's not a Ronin, not that Ronin's good, but it's not a Ronin or a Korath in there. To me, only really the Oracle is kind of worth the shit, and that's because of her energy and team building mechanics and everything. But yeah, I don't like, never like $50 in this unless it is a direct, super hard to farm character. And I know not a lot of Krees are easy to farm, but not $50. Kingpin at $35 for 55 Kingpin frags and some gold. Again, gold is just an aside for this. I'm like bordering on 9 million recently. I've been spending it. It's gotten low, but then again, it's also jumps right back up for me. I am a beta player, which is probably why my gold is high and tends to sit high. But this one isn't too bad, mostly because Kingpin is a little harder to farm, and he's pretty good for villains, and he's a good tank for villain, especially when you have him putting out tanks so that Crossbones can do his DPS job and not be a tank. And the fact that he can dump 2 tanks out into the field, even though they die ridiculously easy, it just it allows your team to set up a little bit. It's just kind of like putting a wall out there and having your team set up, and I think villains do need that. So this isn't awful, but again, it's a little overpriced. Dark Devil, 50 Daredevil shards for, that's weird. So they say it's 100, but they say 50. This offer had been around for a while, but I never actually paid attention to the difference over here. Knowing that this has been around for a few days, I don't understand how they continue to let this mistake go. It says grab 50, but it says 100, and they don't say grab 50 with 50 on us. Yeah, this is a problem. And again, $50. Don't like it. Luke Cage, 55 at... you have to excuse me. It's a little early in the morning or late at night, depending upon your perspective. And of course, the new World of Warcraft expansion, Battlefield for Azeroth, or Battle for Azeroth, has been out, and that's where my attention's been. But 55 shards for $30, Luke Cage. Who cares about the gold? But a somewhat decent bonus of blue T2s or cube T2s. Luke Cage just really isn't anywhere. I mean, I think there's people who do what he does a little bit better, other than just being obnoxious on a super defensive arena team. I think if you build something really good with, say, like a Drax Hulk Luke or a Crossbones Hulk Luke, the constant taunting would be really good in front of somebody like Rocket, who could potentially take you out in like his 3rd round. And I've considered making a defensive team like that just to see, but I just don't think Luke is worth it. He's rarely ever worth it. And then we have 4 days of $25 for gold orb fragments and $500,000 in gold. $500,000 in gold for $25 still seems a little expensive. I think this should be 15. However, you have the gamble of the gold orb fragments, which is good and bad. You could get lucky. I got very lucky in one of my... Oh, hey, speaking of luck, that's sexy right there. Considering she hasn't been farmable since the beta, that's a good pull. Yeah, the gold orbs can sometimes be good, sometimes be bad. 50 shards of any combination of listed characters. But why are they listing all these for Krees? That doesn't make sense. We're looking at a Kree minion orb, and it mentions all of these. I don't know about that. That doesn't seem right. Very, very interesting. Way to go, Foxnet. It should be isolated to only listing Kree minions, but it's basically listing a lot. I think I pulled a Mega recently, although I forgot what I pulled in the Mega. Maybe it was Doctor Strange. I don't remember. Yeah, so gold orbs, I pulled one recently that was, I think, the 100k. I was like, ooh, it was purple, and that's kind of why my gold has been pretty stable. I do note, wow, double ads. Damn you guys, Foxnet, you're really, they're pushing the bounds of decency. I mean, I've been getting ads very, very frequently in the last week or so, and that, you just saw it there, it did a double ad. That's some bullshit right there. Alright, before we get to the Kamala Khan event, let's take a look at what's been up on Reddit as posted by Winter Soldier. possibly is a rework of a post from user John Gamet. So, user Winter Soldier posted on the Marvel Strike Force Reddit that there is new info on a DP raid. And this is what was datamined. Now, datamines usually are correct, but you can't always put 100% stock in them, but generally you can. So, Deadpool raids have returned. Earn Deadpool fragments, or Deadpool orb fragments. Deadpool raids have returned. The special raids are back for a limited time, but with a twist. Battling in a Deadpool raid will reward your alliance with Deadpool orb fragments. So it's maybe beyond just an individual, maybe completions, mail everybody in the alliance that participate stuff. Not really too sure here. Updated features and updated reward structure. Deadpool orb fragments have been added in place of mega orb fragments for all rank and tier rewards. Increased drop rate. Deadpool orbs now drop nearly double the shards, which is nice. Raid timer is extended from 2 hours to 12 hours. Thank God, because that was ridiculous. I mean, listen, Deadpool himself has been a bit of a controversial figure in this game, mostly because of how his raids have gone, and the fact that the Deadpool raids last time were used by alliances to protest Foxnet's shitty and shady way of handling things. So, oh yeah, I think this might have been my mega recently. I think I pulled 100 Scientist Supremes, which is not the best thing in the world, but she interests me. Like, I see this kit, and I kind of want to have fun with her and put her on like a second tier or third tier blitz team. Like, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about Scientist Supreme, because I feel like for 4 stars I kind of want to do something with her, but I never hear of her being ranked particularly high. Yeah, I know I should work on Nobu. I know I should. My focus has been elsewhere, but yeah. So my Deadpool is at 84 of 100. My Thanos is at 90 of 100. I mean, these two are ridiculously close. I would love to complete both of them, although I know Thanos sort of isn't exactly as strong as people claim him to be. But he you know, he has his uses and everything. Plus, I think everybody likes having him after they've had to deal with him in raids and been like, this guy's a douche. So the raid timer is extended to 12 hours. Raid energy regeneration is back to the default timer. Added spicy and Enfuego boss nodes. You're earning chimichangas by campaign energy. Similar to Ultimate's raid keys, you can contribute up to 600 to your alliance per day. The raid energy in Deadpool raids is separate from Ultimate's raid energy, so you don't have to pick and choose. The battles will be tough, so strengthen your team to recruit a merc with a mouth. The new datamine has hinted at a third difficulty being called El Scorcho. This new Deadpool raid is the spiciest yet. Can you withstand the El Scorcho raid? Similar to Enfuego, the fiery kick comes from the addition of trait-based nodes. Taste the heat and progress through the raid for tasty rewards. In addition to earning Deadpool orb fragments, you will also earn the extremely rare orange gear orbs for completing the entire raid. Recommended level 65 plus, gear tier at 11 with level 6 ability. So this is something far over my head. Which is it's very true. Yeah, there's no way I would be able to compete in any of that. But it's nice to know that it's out there for the higher-ups. And the source has come from the Marvel Strike Force Player Organization Discord server. And they are inviting one alliance leader and one captain per alliance to come in and represent the alliance in their Discord. So that's the new Deadpool datamine over there. It's going to add a third difficulty, which doesn't mean much to me, but hopefully I get to get in on the other difficulties and complete my Deadpool. So my alliance has got a couple raids going on right now. We've got a Thanos and an Ultimus. And now for the Kamala Khan or Miss Marvel event going on, I need to spend some time and get through it further. I have not progressed nearly as far as I wanted to, and that's mostly because of World of Warcraft's Biffa. Plus, I actually was reserving doing some fights for this video, and I got delayed in doing the video, so days and days would go by where it wasn't adding additional nodes, because like, oh, I'm saving it for the video, and then I don't do it. Strike headquarters is not far from here. It's still got more corrupted to deal with. Too bad Lockjaw can't teleport us there. The crystal's messing with his abilities. Giant dog can teleport? Of course it can. There was a funny one in the node before this where he's like, so what way should we go in? The dog says roof, as in a bark. And they're like, roof? Okay. So this has been my team. They've been doing me a heckin' good solid over here on the easy levels. Mostly on the strength of Daredevil's damage. But Kingpin, you know, he's definitely serving a purpose here. Although, I mean, I think Yondu's minions go down less easy than the Kingpin ones, and you would think the Kingpin ones would go better. I try to time it so that I get them out and to get a defense plus on them as soon as I can, but it never works that well. You and Quaker get along great. Like, do I get to meet Quake? She's a legend. Honestly, like, Kamala's big slappy hand is... Oops. I kind of just clicked the ability and then picked somebody to target. I should have gone for the Oracle. Oh well. It's nice to see Spider-Man getting some use. You know, he's a little underrated, but at higher levels he can get obnoxious, especially after his rework. I don't necessarily know that I need Handsork and Night Nurse in here. I've just kind of went with the default highest recommendations that it did, and it's a good team. It works out really, really well. So I try to leave slappy hands up for the most amount of people, and I like to do big AoEs deeper in the fight, so I'm not going to use it quite yet. I am going to take out Korath here because Korath can at times be ridiculously obnoxious. The next one that I want to take out is the Loyalist, because that's another Kree that is really obnoxious. Ronin, yeah, well, this. Not the toughest thing in the world. Spider-Man is that kind of person that I think a lot of people build him up because he's readily accessible, and then he's a tiny bit of a sleeper. Like, people write him off, but sometimes Spider-Man actually puts in a lot of good work. I definitely see him on a lot of arena teams, and I don't consider him the highest threat, but I do really despise his stun, and I think in PvE, much like Black Widow, knowing when that stun is up and using it on a crucial person, I think is very good. So here's... Oh, wow, we got a Thanos. So here's a round in which I definitely intend to use slappy hands. So this is a big heal on herself. It heals for 4,000 plus 50% of this character's max health. If the health is below 50%, you also gain a slow. Now this is a dangerous person for a Korath to ever hit with that target shot, where he makes somebody tank the shots based off of his ability. If there was ever something in this game, so in Marvel Avengers Alliance, Jean Grey or Phoenix had the ability to turn somebody into a tank by making them taunt even if they didn't have a taunt as part of their kit. She could do it to herself, she could do it to the agent, she could do it to anybody. I think with Kamala's huge heal, if you had a defensive up on her and you had a way of making her taunt, she could be of decent use. I just don't know what her, her hit pool is going to be like. But really, it's this, God, what were they called? Wacky hands? The sticky hands where they were, they were the rubber, but they were sticky, and you just flung them out, and they would, like, grab a piece of paper, and you'd yank it back to you, and it would be stuck with the piece of paper, and would come back. Sometimes you would see them in vending machines in supermarkets. I think they were called, like, sticky hands or something. That's what this looks like to me. It attacks all enemies for, right now, 110% damage plus 20% chance to create or to generate 1 ability energy per target hit. Energy is granted to random heroes. So let's see what we get. Not 1 energy. I'm very disappointed there, Kamala. So here's the stun, and we see a Thanos. So this is what I mean about the joys of a targeted stun and knowing when it's going to come up and using it wisely. Now we overpower this group, but I'm going to go ahead and take him out before anybody else. This poor minion is just such a chode. I mean, it never really does any damage, and it just dies so easy. So I've seen some questions at times, like who's better, Daredevil or Gamora? And I'm going to pick Gamora for the most part all day, every day, especially on Sundays, simply because of her power-up on her level 3 with the attack up. Yes, Daredevil has a huge, heavy-hitting third ability over there that's available pretty quickly in battle, but it's just for that attack, and then it's it. Gamora has something similar, but she buffs herself with a plus attack, which can then be parlayed into the rest of her kit. Daredevil can't do that. Although my Daredevil has a ridiculous amount of stars because that's just how he was recruited. And then bumping him up, I kind of didn't specifically do, it just happened. So go ahead and do one more over here. Miss Marvel, it appears you are now the new lucky host for the Mcron Crystal. Whenever I think of the Mcron Crystal, I think of the 80s X-Men cartoon with Lilandra and Eric the Red and Gladiator. I think it was the Phoenix Saga is what it was. That's what I always think of with that. So even though my Night Nurse does a lot of damage, I think I will go ahead and take one of these out and add Hand Sentry. I was not really being challenged by these nodes, so I was not putting Hand Sentry in because I didn't really need his protective nature, but we'll get him in there for fun since we don't need 2 support class. Although ideally, if Kingpin could drop his guards and then Handsword could immediately drop the heal and put the defense up on the guards, that would be fun. But the timing of those two don't seem like it works too well. More Ultimate's forces are after the crystal. Protect me while I finish searching for Scarlet Witch. I'm close to finding her. She's got a fangirl buff. will assist the next character that attacks during this turn. So, I see a Cable, I see a high-powered Daredevil ability. It's probably going to one-shot him. And then Kamala's assistance will get used. Wham wham. So DD just got shanked by DP, who also shanked Dr. S. I think I'll make Deadpool next. They kind of hid him way up in the upper corner over here. Yay, Kamala got an assist out. And Spider-Man's kind of going crazy here. You know, Hand Sork was my primary healer on my second Blitz team for a long time. I just recently moved Doctor Strange into that slot. Not because he's a particularly good healer, but I just, you know, he's non-minion, and I just kind of wanted to play with him a little bit. And I really do like Hand Sork. I think she's an extremely good support character. And I like the fact that she's not particularly overlooked. Like, people know Hand Sork is pretty solid. A fat, invisible Kingpin summoning guards. Oh, it is good that I picked Hand Sentry on this one. So this is a Protect the President level. So it's either kill people or keep Doctor Strange alive long enough for his 4 things. Let me tell you, that might actually get tough. He's a little dinged up at the moment. I see a Cable, so just in case, I will stun Cable. Or potentially even outright kill him. Bullseye could be a threat too. Well, the Kingpin characters did their duty. Unfortunately, they did not live long enough for Kingpin buffs. Other than Kamala, I wish this team right now had a good solid AoE like Crossbones. You know, when you get really used to Crossbones and what he does, sometimes it's hard to come away from having Crossbones around. You just get really, really used to him and the glory that his C4 move and every... Oh, shit. Should have known Deadpool was gonna do that. That's awful. Wow. That really snuck up on me over there. I had completely forgotten about Deadpool's hit the lowest health regardless of taunt status move. What changes could I make over here? Let's see. Other than bringing in Luke to tank, who is just about at the level of the mobs, I mean, I could dump some work into Luke over there and make him tank it, get him up a few levels, get his power level 1.5 thousand over these mobs, and he'd probably be fine, but that's embarrassing. We'll give it one more shot and see if we can redeem ourselves over here, because that's bad. Remember how I said Bullseye could still... Well, not that Bullseye put him out of his misery, but Bullseye has the potential to do damage at one time. And then Deadpool just coming in over there and going right over the top, literally. Alright, still gonna try and get Cable out of there. We know Deadpool exists now. Oh, hey. Nice chain. Have you ever noticed that when you're playing Arena and Blitz and everything, it always seems like the enemy team's Wolverine or Spider-Man or Deadpool or whatever seems to have no problem getting their multiple chain combos and everything, and then your team's like, eh, when they feel like it, once in a blue moon. Honestly, Doctor Strange is so slow in this mission. It's probably going to be easier just to kill everybody. Christ, we've got too many turns. Well, Kamala wiped somebody out. See, this is why I don't mind bringing my Night Nurse to this. Like, my Night Nurse can do some damage to these guys because of the level difference. Thanks for the one guard, Kingpin. Do his job so far. I guess, yeah, we'll may as well try and get Deadpool out of there again. We'll learn from the last one. He wasn't the lowest at the time of that attack. I wanted to go for that guy. But okay. Apparently I will get both wishes in the space of a few seconds. Let's do this just in case. Fun team up with Daredevil. Let's get Cable out of here. Oh, that's sad when Night Nurse takes out Cable with one shot. I will stun Bullseye just in case. Or I will kill Bullseye just in case. I like how Kingpin basically hints with that move, just throw money at it. That'll fix it. Throw money at it. This is America. Hey, Kamala Khan and Daredevil once again do some damage. And she takes a selfie. Alright guys, so there is the team that I've been using for the Kamala Khan event. We've gone over the Deadpool Raid data mining that's coming up, and we've talked about the offers that are in the store, although some of them are going to be disappearing soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My apologies for being a little tired, but I did want to get this video recorded and rendered overnight while I sleep and get it out in the morning and just kind of balance my life with Battle for Azeroth being new and fresh and needing to gear up and everything. So take care folks, have a good one.